My realization of that intersection of sport and business came for me in 1997. I was at St. Mary's College. We won the West Coast Conference tournament. We won the West Coast Conference regular season. We were a 15 seed in the NCAA tournament. We drew Tim Duncan's Wake Forest team. We played in Arizona. Great experience. Swag bag, watches, great per diem, great dinners. All of those things happened. And I started to look around and realize the money that was moving in and out of this tournament. Our head coach at the time, Ernie Kent, who was an Oregon alum, let us know that he was going to be interviewing for the Oregon job. A couple days later, when we were home across the ticker on ESPN, we saw that Ernie took that job. He took the job at the University of Oregon. He also took his first assistant with him, Greg Graham. Great coach, both of them great coaches, great friends to this day. He took both of them to the University of Oregon. We ended up hiring Dave Bullwinkle, who I played for, coach on and off the court, who I played for my final 2 years at St. Mary's. And that's kind of when I started to see the business side of this game. With that NCAA tournament appearance, St. Mary's College got $1.6 million given to them. Of course, it was spread out over around 5 or 6 years, but that's quite a bit of money. And to be there for the next 2 years, watching the school get bigger, watching them start to build more on-campus housing, watching them do all of the alterations to McKeon. It was called McKeon Gym at that time. Really, really exposed me to the money side of what was going on with the NCAA tournament. I don't fault Ernie Kent for taking that job. Back then I was hurt because I almost transferred my freshman going into my sophomore year, but I stayed, and I'm glad I stayed. It was one of the best decisions I've ever made. We went to the tournament. I got a degree, graduated, everything. But at the time, I was upset. I was like, dang, how can a coach leave? Well, Oregon paid him 4 times what he was making at St. Mary's. It's a 4-time multiple on your current salary. He almost can't say no, and it's a great opportunity. So looking back on it, it's like, dude, I would have done the same thing. He went to University of Oregon. He's one of the longest tenured coaches there. People in his coaching tree started to move around and get coaching jobs. Sylvie Dominguez was at USC. Greg Graham went up to University of Oregon. So the fruits of the labor of basketball, of sports just in general, it's a lot of money there. My advice to anyone who is graduating from college and trying to figure out what to do at that intersection between sports and business. If you want to be a college coach or you want to get into athletics, my first piece of advice would be get in as young as possible. You want to go immediately after you graduate. If you can be a grad assistant, that'd be great. If you can even be a team manager, that would be awesome. Even being on a scout team. My son Shane was at the University of Arizona. He ended up on the girls scout team. So he got a whole bunch of gear, swag, walking around University of Arizona like a player because he was on the scout team for the girls. You want to grind it out. Start working camps for free, going to clinics in Vegas or wherever they are close to you. That's another opportunity for you. And network. Network is probably the biggest thing. You want a relationship build. This game is nothing but relationships. It's not what you know. It's who you know. If you need help with this, you can reach out to Candid Consulting. We help connect coaches, athletic directors, players with universities and schools and things like that to help your journey move forward. That was when I realized that there was that huge intersection between sports and business.